Hey everyone, this is Zach from ZAK Entertainment and zakentertainment.blogspot.com. Today I welcome you to a new kind of video, a watercolor video. If you've been keeping up with the blog, you'll be familiar that I started doing artwork back in February. And this mostly stems from my constant urge to visualize my story ideas because I'm a story writer at heart. Through seeing my much more talented mother and sister, I decided to try out a new medium to me. This medium would be none other than watercolor, and I can safely say I did not like it at first. I'm serious, I did not like it at first. After a lot of practicing and art pieces, I soon learned that I actually really love watercolor. It's so versatile and it allows me to really visualize my ideas more than, say, digital art can to me. And in that sense, I want to branch out and try different watercolors, because at the moment I'm using Sakura Koi watercolors, Stalaroni watercolors. I want to branch out and try different watercolor brands. To my surprise, the awesome people at ChartPak have sent me these Schmincke Horadam Aquarell watercolor samples. I probably didn't say that too well, forgive me. But yeah, they've sent me 2 samples. This first one holds 12 colors, and these 12 colors are pretty much staples for your palette. These are the main colors that you need, and you can use these to mix different colors in that. This first sample includes lemon yellow, cadmium yellow light, cadmium red light, permanent carmine, ultramarine finest, Peruvian blue, Buffalo green, permanent green olive, yellow ochre, English Venetian red, sepia brown, and ivory black. These are colors that you can get in tubes from Schmincke, and they also come included in their pan set that they have. I'll have all the links to that in the description. So far, these colors look pretty much the colors I mostly use. There are a few new ones here, such as English Venetian red and permanent carmine. I'm not familiar with those colors. Other than that, and sepia brown. Other than that, these are very familiar colors to me. So let's go ahead and dive right in to see how these colors hold up. I got my watercolor brush here, and I'm ready to go. So let's dive right in. Starting off with lemon yellow. Excuse me if excuse my bad painting. I'm still a novice in sense. Immediately I notice how strong these colors are, how vibrant they are, and even though I'm going back to get some more pigment to try and get it as dark as possible for you guys to see the difference between the two, you do not need much pigment at all, and the paint flows nicely, and there's a lot of control. You can definitely see how these watercolors are classed as artist grade. They are amazingly vibrant, and the colors are gorgeous. You can definitely tell the quality of these paints. They have so much control to them, And there's so many different shades you can pull out of this one color. Like, you don't need to add anything but water or more pigment to get it lighter or darker. It's got a lot of control in each pigment. As you can see, I am going back to get some more pigment, but even then, I only have to use like 1% of the pigment to get results that I want. I mean, there's enough pigment here to where I could use these samples to make a complete watercolor piece, which I'm excited to do. Other than just doing these samples, I'm really happy with the fact that I can use these now to do a full watercolor piece to really see how these hold up. If you guys keep up with the blog, I'll let you guys know on that, but for now we're just doing these samples. With this color sample done, you can really see how amazingly vibrant these colors are. And you can easily make gradients without any streaks. I mean, all you gotta do is, of course my painting is not that great, so my water consistency isn't perfect, but it's so easy to go from dark to light, and just grabbing a little tiny ounce of pigment, not too much, you can make it go, you can darken it, and it's got so much control in it. I am actually really impressed. So I have to say, out of all these colors, it's hard to pick a favorite, but as far as these colors, I have never used an English Vanadium Red before, or a Sepia Brown, and I can say Sepia Brown is much different from, say, Burnt Umber, which is what is usually on my palette. But Sepia Brown does seem to have its uses. I'm not quite sure how I could utilize this on my watercolor artwork pieces, but English Vanadium Red is similar to a color I've already been using called Light Red, but it seems to be so much more vibrant, and I really like the rich reddish brownish look to it. And of course yellow ochre is, as always, a long time favorite of mine as a mainstay. So let's move on to this second sample that Schmincke sent me. It's got 35 new colors. Apparently they're new color shades, 35 new color shades, and these are more like specialty colors and you know, just alternative colors that you can purchase through tubes. And you can see that this color sample is pretty much the same as the first one. You got space to put your paints in that. There's a lot of colors here, so let's go ahead and dive in and see what they look like. For those unaware, Schmincke was established in 1881 by Joseph Horadam and Hermann Schmincke. 11 years after they were established, they began to develop and further improve their watercolor line. Ever since then, they have been producing fine quality watercolors, and it's not just watercolors too. They have they have quite a few different mediums available, such as acrylic colors, watercolors, oil, pastel, gouache, airbrush colors, and you can view all that by going to the Schmincke website, which will be in the description. Like I said earlier, Horadam Aquarell watercolors, which is the one we're trying out today, is available in tubes and pans. Apparently, there's 140 colors total, which is crazy. Well, I'm only touching on 57. There's 140 of them out there. That's a lot of colors. Just by looking at the color sample, you can see that they dry quite nicely. There's one that's gone a little crumbly and weird, but I think that might have just been a slip up on some kind. We'll get into that later. Other than that, the paint is dry nicely, and like I keep saying, you do not have to use much pigment at all. When you get your tubes or your pans, they will last. Trust me, if they're anything like these color samples, your colors will last a long time. Unless you paint like 5 watercolor pieces a day. I wish I could do that because I got so many ideas, but I can't. Finishing up this first part of the color sample, you can see there was a lot of reds and yellow shades, and I'm very impressed by the ruby red. I love that ruby red, and the quinacridone gold hue, and the satin red. There are a lot of good colors in here, and of course there's a Buffalo sapphire blue, which I've really been loving Buffalo blue lately. Definitely say Ruby Red Deep is my favorite, but Potter's Pink is really nice, and maybe I could use it for like skin tones, because I illustrate characters quite often, so it might actually not work bad for my characters, which of course you can read more about on my blog. Moving on to the second sample. We start off with Cobalt Azure, which I thought was Cobalt Blue. It was actually a much lighter version of Cobalt Blue. It's actually a really nice color. Could be used in something like a sky, or like a cloudy sky, maybe. Or, I'm not sure about water, maybe. And we got French Ultramarine, which I found is a much stronger version of the Ultramarine found in the first sample. It's got a lot more vibrance to it. I also noticed in the second part that there's these colors that are supposed to be transparent. Now, I'm under the impression that most, if not all, watercolors are supposed to be transparent. You guys can correct me in the comments about that. I'm assuming these transparents are able to go over other colors and act as like glazes. Yeah, you can correct me on that. I'm still quite a novice when it comes to watercolor. I can definitely say I love the browns. This second part has a lot of earthy colors, such as a maroon brown, Mars brown, which actually looks like a Mars chocolate bar, and that kind of makes me hungry for Mars chocolate. But other than that, we got colors like transparent ochre, green umber, transparent umber. There's a lot of earthy colors. There's also this graphite gray, which is perfect. It looks like it's perfect for road surfaces. I've been doing quite a few watercolor pieces with road surfaces in it, so I could definitely see getting some use out of that color. Finally, this last color completely shocked me. I was not quite sure what it was. I was assuming it was going to be some kind of red, but it came out this amazingly neon pink. It is so neon pink, and it's eye-popping, but gorgeous at the same time. I could definitely see using this for a certain pink-haired character who may or may not be named Luna from my stories. With that color sample done, I can safely say that these Schmincke Horadam Aquarell colors are amazing. You don't need to use much pigment at all. Like, you could just touch your brush, just rub your brush on the pigment just a little bit, and you're good to go. And it will last. Like, if I had kept going, I could have taken any of these colors and ran it down the entire bit of paper without running out of pigment. I bet that for sure. And they seem to flow together perfectly. If there is any streaks, it's because I'm not adding enough water to my brush, and that's on me. But from the looks of it, everything has come out perfect, and the graduates were smooth. Everything just looks great about these paints. Even the little transparent ochre that seemed to have been a bit, I don't know, it just seemed to have ended up a bit crumbly, but it still works just as well. I'm not quite sure what that's about. These are definitely Artist Grade watercolors, and actually my first time using Artist Grade watercolors. For the most part, I've been using Sakura Koi and De La Roni, as I mentioned, and it was great to try out these paints because they are great. And I've gotta thank ChartPak and Schmincke once again for sending me these. It really was great to try out these paints. If you want to check out more about Schmincke, you can go to Schmincke's website, and I have that all in the description, as well as ChartPak. ChartPak has a bunch of other brands under its umbrella as well. So with that said and done, this video is pretty much wrapping up for now. I hope you will enjoy this. I want to do more art-like videos to better express my recent love for, art and watercolor. I know I only started last February, and all of you are probably a lot more experienced than I am, but I'm learning, and I'm really enjoying watercolor in general, especially when you can get amazing colors like this. You can read more about my art stuff, as well as other entertainment and hobby topics such as knitting, video games, film, on my blog, zakentertainment.blogspot.com. With that said and done, I'm going to leave you guys for today. This was ZAK Entertainment. I will see you next time.